All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this Friday adventure of Sips and Ships. As you can see, I am not dressed how I normally am. So if any of you guys who follow me on social media, I'd be asking, like what you think that we're going to be dressed up as. And we decided this is what we're dressing up as. And I dressed up as Pennywise. And with me tonight, I have the lovely Holly Davis. And can you tell everybody who you are dressed up as?
Yes, I am the happy Care Bear. So I've got like sunshine and yeah, I'm a Care Bear. So if you guys are like a 90s kid, you'll know who I'm talking about.
Yes. Yeah. So if anybody's joining us and you guys are dressed up, then let us know in the comment section what you're dressed up as. If not, you can totally let us know what you're planning on dressing up as for this holiday season. But Holly and I agreed we could not do this like episode of Sips and Ships and not be in costume. So here we are. So we are going to be hanging out, talking about all things spooky and all our Halloween themed things. And then we're going to play a couple games. So this is just, fun time. And just wanted to point out, we have the lovely Heather with us. Thanks so much for joining.
Yay, Heather.
And total twin power, because if you can't tell, Holly and Heather are twins. And it looks like that Heather is also going to be a Care Bear. That's so awesome. So
Yes.
you have to tell us, Heather, or you have to send us pictures or like on social media what Care Bear you're going to be. Because yay, that's so fun. And that like totally fits with you guys.
I'm like, I'm going to I want the sunshine one.
Yes. So while people are kind of like coming into, I just wanted to kind of go ahead and let Holly introduce herself and introduce kind of her background for her writerly life and then also her personal life. So take it away, Holly.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me again. I really enjoyed the last one. If you guys missed the last one, go back and watch it on Len's channel. That was our inaugural Sips and Ships, and it was super fun. So I'm excited about this one too. But I'm Holly Davis on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. You can find me all over. Now I'm on TikTok, but I only got two things. So you can find me on TikTok. It's gonna be cool. But I'm a YA and middle grade fantasy writer, hoping to be traditionally published, participating in Nano this year, so that's fun. And hopefully next year I can start querying again, hopefully like late winter, early spring. I don't know how long it's going to take, but
she's going to do it. I'm going to make her do it. So
good motivation.
So the other really important thing when coming to Sips and Ships is making sure that you have a drink. So if you do not have a drink, go ahead and take the time and get one. I am currently in spirit with my pumpkin cup, drinking some jasmine tea, which is my favorite. Holly, what are you drinking this evening?
So I've got my Halloween mug, and then hopefully it won't tip, but Boo, if you see Boo there.
That's awesome.
Oh, Zuko is also looking at nothing, probably a ghost. This is good. He's protecting me from random things on the ceiling that don't exist.
See? That's a good familiar.
I'm going to make tea. But my husband went to Taco Bell, and on the way home from work, I was kind of craving like a Diet Coke or something. So when he said he was going to Taco Bell, I'm like, get me a Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke, whatever they have. I'll drink that tonight. So this is like wonderful for me right now. So I've got Diet Coke.
So let us know in the comment section down below too what you are drinking this evening. Yeah, we have been so excited for this episode because we both really love Halloween. I know for me, this is the time of year that I get most excited for. And even though I'm in California and it's not really acting like fall because it's still like super hot and everything, still trying to be summer, I'm like trying to cling to all the fall things. So I've definitely been watching the 31 Nights of Halloween that they do on Freeforms. I've been watching that and, all the other scary movies and drinking lots of tea, but that's normal. Holly, how have you been kind of celebrating the fall?
The fall, I have been enjoying walks. It's starting to get a little bit chillier now. But like the changing leaves or the colors, I can't talk. The colors of, the changing leaves is like, I love that. So I swear there's Coke in here, not anything. It's the end of the week, y'all. So I am like over. Anyways, and then it was really fun because, this is my second year, the start of the second year in my townhouse. And so usually like when I'm decorating for fall, it's like in, a door knocker and then like things inside. But this time I bought pumpkins and put them on our walkway. So that was really fun because I'm like, this is me like trying to like decorate and like nest to get in the fall spirit. So, but as far, I wanted to watch a scary movie last weekend, but I didn't. But I got recommendations yesterday for Ratched on Netflix. And so I'm like probably going to watch that after this because I'm going to already be in like the spooky mood and want to like keep that up. So I think I'm going to start that tonight and probably binge it this weekend or something. But so yeah, I need to watch some scary stuff too to get in the zone.
Yeah. I will say for anybody that's on the fence about watching Ratched, it is wonderful. You're in for a very wild ride. And again, if you really like American Horror Story, it is so up your alley. So enjoy. Yeah. So I wanted to go ahead and ask the first question to everybody, but what are your favorite and least favorite Halloween candies? So I will go ahead and start because I came so prepared, guys, because again, this is like my time of year. So my favorite of all time are Twix. Like I love Twix so much. And my secret for enjoying these is putting them in the freezer. Like if you put them in the freezer and you eat them, I swear they're like 10 times better.
Oh my gosh, that's
or like
awesome.
some vanilla ice cream. Yeah, super, super good.
That sounds amazing.
But then my least favorite, I am somebody who does not like Twizzlers. Like any kind of Twizzler, I can't do. I can do like red vines, but I can't do Twizzlers.
Oh, that's hilarious. Twizzlers I can do. Along the similar vein, like my least favorite would be any sort of like black licorice flavor.
Okay.
So black licorice or the Good and Plenty's. Oh God, no! Like it just tastes like it's horrible. Can't do it. So that's my least favorite candy. My favorite candy is so I have to be specific here. It's the fun size Snickers. So not the mini Snickers because the ratio is off, but it's the fun size.
The fun size.
Yes.
Okay. I have some minis here. I think you're talking. Yeah. So I have like this. Oh, what's this fun size? Okay. So I have that, but then I do have these little ones that came in my pack that are the peanut butter ones. So you say, no, it's the fun size. Okay, good to know.
The original Snickers. And I also enjoy like vanilla ice cream with like Snickers pieces in it. That's like my favorite. I have like a mini Blizzard that I didn't finish from Dairy Queen that's in my freezer right now that has Snickers pieces in it.
Ooh, that sounds so good. So good. For anybody that's watching, go ahead and let us know what your favorite candy and your least favorite candy is. It's so funny too. I find that people in general, they tend to be either like a chocolate person or like a gummy kind of candy person. Yeah. I also have some people that I know in my family who are like, they has to be fruity, like so it could be gummy or it could be like those hard ones. But it's just so weird how we have this tendency to have this one type that we're really drawn to when it comes to candy.
It's so funny. Yeah, I like both, but it's if I'm in the mood for, am I in the mood for the like candy, the gummy or fruity, or am I in the mood for the chocolate? So most of the time it's the chocolate that wins out, but
yeah. One of my favorite things to do, or at least when I was a kid, was when it wasn't Halloween, I loved going to like the mall, and then like there would always be at least one candy place in the mall, and then you just like pack it full of like a mixture of like all the good things, where it was, chocolate and then like the gummy and the sour and all that. So fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. So okay, well, we are going to play our first game. So get ready, everybody, because we are going to be doing Halloween trivia. So obviously I'm not going to be playing because I know the answers, but Holly does not know the answers. So she's definitely going to be leading the way for everybody, but feel free in the comments down below to be answering what you think the correct answer is. And I will send you a virtual, let's see, what do we got here? Ooh, virtual peanut butter M&Ms. Okay,
Ooh,
so you get those right.
Legit.
I'm like sending that virtually to you. Okay.
And I didn't even look at the questions because I was like, I don't want to even like be thinking about it over time.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So the first question is, what were the original jack-o'-lanterns made from? A, turnips, or B, apples?
Ooh, I think I know this. I think it's turnips, but
Okay.
I don't know where I heard it from or if it's true.
I mean, they're both items that you could carve. So,
right.
Yeah. So, does anybody else have any other? You got it in your head what you're thinking? Do you think Holly's right? The answer is turnips.
Yay!
All right, you got one pack of those M&Ms, okay? Virtually.
Sweet. It's like virtual, or what do they call it? Virtual cookies? Is that what it's called? Yeah.
So there you go. Exactly. Okay. So in the vein, see, Heather had no clue, but that's okay, Heather. That's okay. Like, there's going to be several of those, and I kind of make them a little bit harder as we go on. So yes, now we know some fun trivia that you guys can share when you go to Halloween parties or, just in general conversation. So, okay. So speaking of candy, our next question is, what was the original name for candy corn? Was it buttercream candies or sweet kernels?
Ooh. I'm gonna go with sweet kernels.
Okay. Okay, sweet kernels.
That's what they look like.
Everybody else, get your answers. Get your answers. Because, I mean, see, that's one candy that I don't find myself drawn to. So I can't even remember the last time I had candy corn.
I can have like a little bit of it, like a couple of them. It's not like something where I'm like, oh, you better take this away from me because it's going to be gone.
You're going to eat the whole bag. But there are people that do. Okay, you guys ready for the answer? The answer is buttercream candies. And so when I found this out, it was actually because when you taste candy corn, it's supposed to simulate like a buttery sense, like almost like a sweetened butter. So they used to call them buttercream candies when they were originally made. Okay, so now we're going to shift things into some Halloween movies. And this is where it gets a little trickier, okay? So I am going to warn you, it's going to get a little trickier. So, unless you really know your movies. So Holly might know her movies. Okay.
I'm trying.
Okay, here we go. Who directed The Nightmare Before Christmas? Was it Tim Burton or Henry Selick?
I know this, Tim Burton.
Okay, Tim Burton. Everybody else? Anybody else got any answers? So sorry. Okay, so Heather didn't know because she doesn't like candy corn. Totally fine. Okay, so again, going back to who directed The Nightmare Before Christmas, it was Henry Selick. This one hits people all the time. Do not feel bad if you did not know this. So here's the caveat. There are there's actual posters, movie posters that say Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas, right?
Exactly.
So we would all assume it's his movie, he's directing it and all of that. When I did a little fact like digging, it turns out that Tim Burton was in, I believe it was on the East Coast because he was directing other movies, one of them being Batman Returns. And so he wasn't available, but the whole idea and the story came from Tim Burton, but it was actually Henry Selick who directed it and was kind of like the person that made sure that the film happened. Isn't that so crazy?
That's crazy. That's so cool.
Yeah. So it wasn't Tim Burton, even though it's called Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas.
I was like so sure too. You were just like laughing inside. Just
no, I thought the same thing because when I was searching like all his films and stuff, because I saw that there was a trivia question and it had listed, all the movies that he's done. And it was what was the one that he didn't direct. And so I chose one that I hadn't seen, and I can't even remember which one it was right now. But yeah, so when I found out that it was this movie, I'm like, wait, what? Like, what? No, we've been lied to. Like, there's no way. But sure enough, when you actually look up all the credits and everything, it was not Tim Burton.
That's crazy.
All right. Ready for the next one?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. What was the original title for the movie Hocus Pocus? Was it The Witching Hour or Halloween House?
Oh my gosh. This is...
I warned you they were going to get harder.
This is really hard. Oh my gosh. My gut went to The Witching Hour. So that's what I'm going to go with.
Okay. Final answer, Witching Hour. Yes?
Yes. This is like life or death here,
Okay. Everybody else kind of got it in your head. Was it The Witching Hour or Halloween House? And the correct answer is Halloween House. So this one was really interesting because when I was reading about the original screenplay, they were wanting to make it more of a darker movie. And so they had it set that they were going to have all of the main characters be 12-year-olds. And they were going to, again, have to like take care of these, witches that were like coming back. But as it turns out, when Disney was kind of going through it, they were like, you know what, this is too dark. And so we need to like lighten it up and everything. And so that's when they decided to make the two characters teenagers with, the younger one being the sister. And they ended up changing it from Halloween House to Hocus Pocus to really go on the witchy vibe, but not make it sound scary.
Scary. So, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, man.
But isn't that crazy? It used to be called Halloween House.
I only got one candy so far. I'm not on a good track.
Okay, so we have one more question. And this one is so funny. I love this question. Okay. So the last question for the trivia game is, in the movie Halloween, what was the original character mask that Michael Myers wore? Was it originally a Bozo the Clown mask, or was it a William Shatner mask?
Oh my gosh.
So I will give you a little added like trivia just so that it might sway your answer. But when it came to Halloween, it was a super low budget production. And so the mask that they used was $2 that was purchased from a thrift store. So was it originally a Bozo the Clown, or was it a William Shatner?
I mean, God. I don't know.
There's only two answers. Only one of them's right. It's okay. You got a 50-50 chance.
I feel like Bozo the Clown would be easier to make that mask, but William Shatner, you could also make it just look really cheap too. I'm gonna go with Bozo.
Okay. Okay. And it looks like, okay, so Heather's also going with Bozo. Awesome. Okay. And the correct answer is William Shatner. I kid you not. So, as it turns out,
Him.
one of the editors that was working on Halloween, they, again, low budget film, so they ended up going to this thrift store and they were looking around and they saw this, they just got some masks, and so they were like putting on like different ones, and so when they put on the William Shatner one, they were like, oh my god, this works, we can do this. So it was a $2 mask that they ended up cutting the eye holes a little bit larger, and then they just painted the whole thing white. But yeah, it was originally a William Shatner mask.
Oh my god, that is crazy.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it's so when funny. I read that, I was like, no way, there's no way. Like, it would seem to me that it would have to be a clown mask because, for one, like that's very prevalent. That's got to be everywhere. And then I thought too, same thing, like that would be really easy to just, paint it white. But yeah, William Shatner of all people.
Oh my god, that is so funny.
Now whenever you see Michael Myers, you're always going to see William Shatner. And you're
that is so funny.
So out of all of those that we did, what one surprised you the most?
I think the Tim Burton one, because that name was in my head and it was like, you never hear, like, it's only Tim Burton that his name is attached to that movie. So that was a shocker.
Yeah, so Henry Selick, who was the director for that, now that we know, he was also the one who directed James and the Giant Peach, if you ever saw that one. So he had a little bit, like he had experience doing those types of movies, but he was saying that it was really challenging to make it look more Tim Burton because, that wasn't his real style. And if I remember correctly, that Tim Burton only came because it was shot in San Francisco. So he only came out, I think, a handful of times to kind of like check on things. But yeah, that's basically the involvement that he had. Very minimal.
Yeah, it's crazy. Amazing.
So yeah, totally crazy. Okay. So you got how many candies? You got one, right?
The very first
two. Anybody else get any candy? Virtual candy? Don't feel bad. This next game that we're playing, there's like no right or wrong answer. So that's what makes it even more fun, right? Like you don't have to stress anymore. But the next questions or, like the next game that we're going to be playing is Would You Rather? So these are kind of all going to be relating to spooky season and all of that. Again, there is no wrong answer. So, all right. You guys ready for the first one? And I will say you have to pick one.
We'll do.
Okay. First one is, would you rather be a vampire or a werewolf?
I would rather be a werewolf because I can be an animal, which is cool.
It is cool. There's an appeal to being a vampire because, for one, like you would live forever unless, like, you could correct me if I'm wrong, that I don't know if werewolves live forever. Do they?
I don't think so.
Okay, somebody in the comments, you can correct me. But, like, we know that's a classic thing with vampires. Obviously, like they do have a way of dying, like depending on what kind of vampire. I was thinking more the traditional kind, like Dracula. But I would have to agree with you that I think being a werewolf would be really fun. So I'm team werewolf. So, so let us know in the comments too. Would you rather be a vampire or a werewolf? And you can reason why. When I asked this to my husband, we kind of like had a very long conversation about that because he said vampire like immediately. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? You love wolves. Why would you not want to be a werewolf? And so he brought up like some good points about how if he were a vampire and he had more time on the earth, like he would be able to do more things. He'd be able to learn more things and experience more things. I'm like, okay, I see your point.
I guess that's true, but I also wouldn't want to see some things. So I'd be like, I'm still here.
I know. And I mean, at the end of the day, if you are a vampire or you are a werewolf, I mean, there is there's like a diet that you have to get used to. Like, like you have to do some diet either way. Like, let's face it. Okay, and Heather says, see werewolf, yay, because she could still be human. Yes, I could totally see that. Because seriously, it's something that I think when you're really into animals anyway, like that idea of like, ooh, being an animal, like that's a huge appeal, like for me. And I'm sure that is how it is for you, Holly.
Yeah.
And Heather too, because I know that you love animals. Okay. All right. Hi, Kristen. Thanks for coming in. Okay. So, see, she wants to know what version of vampires and wolves. I know. Okay. I would say I'm going like original here. So, if you think of like the classic kind of Dracula or, like that kind of classic cult of vampire and werewolf. So, like silver's bad if you're a werewolf. Daylight's bad if you're a vampire, that I would say. But she also, you have also a good question. Can these werewolves change on command? And is it painful? I mean, when you look at the classic movies, I would say that, yeah, werewolves definitely, when they're having that change, when it's, full moon, it definitely seems painful. Like it doesn't seem like it's this, seamless transition, like it is in some movies and books that I won't speak of, that you guys know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I would say that it probably is, it is kind of painful. But again, like there are some things I think would be really hard about, like limitations in the vampire world that would be hard. One of them being that you can't like go into somebody's house unless you're invited, like.
Yeah.
So I think about like that. Like if you were a vampire and you like, let's say you were like in desperate times and you had to like break in for, whatever reason, I'm inclined to think that you couldn't because you aren't invited in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I feel like there's more restrictions as a vampire. So I don't know.
Yeah. But okay. So next question. Okay, this one's also a fun one. Would you rather eat one raw pumpkin or only candy corn for the rest of your life?
Oh, this is so horrible.
It's horrible, right? We had our buttercream candies discussion. Yes.
So I will go with the one raw pumpkin.
So it's like you have to eat one raw pumpkin, so the whole thing, and then like you're done. Or if you can't stomach that, like you would have to eat candy corn for the rest of your life.
Okay, I'll eat the raw pumpkin because I'll just be sick for a little bit, but the candy corn will make me sick for
forever. I know.
Yeah.
That was so my thinking. So I originally, I was definitely like, okay, raw pumpkin, it's going to suck, but I could do it. Right? Like that's not going to be fun. Like, I don't know if any of you guys have carved pumpkins and known how like thick that rind can be. Like there's a reason you have to cook pumpkin to enjoy it.
Does that include all like the stringy stuff on the inside with the seeds?
All of it.
Oh God, that's like torture.
Okay. Oh, Kristen, yes. So she has great thinking. Raw pumpkin because nutritional value, right? There's got to be something in that. I mean, the seeds alone would have, they would have at least some protein in it, right?
Yeah, it has a lot of fiber too, so like it won't stay in you very long.
Yeah, I know. It's just, again, like trying to eat through all that would not be fun. Would not be fun. But hey, if I only have to do the one, I'll try to find one that's not too large. All right, next question is, would you rather spend a night alone in a cemetery or a haunted house?
Ooh, that's tough. I
will say that in a cemetery, depending on your beliefs, it's either going to be haunted or not.
Right. Because I feel like if like I was sleeping in a cemetery and it wasn't haunted, I'd be okay because I know like no one's gonna be there in the dark, so like I'll be by myself. But being outside is like creepy too. And then if you do hear noises, you're like, what the heck? So I might say the haunted house because like at least there should be a bed.
Yeah. No, totally. I think that's what I came down to because originally I was like, okay, sleeping one night outside, like I could do that. I've done that before. Like I've slept under the stars. I could do that. But again, just knowing like it's different when you go camping and you're sleeping on the ground versus sleeping on a ground that you know that there are, there are bodies underneath. So I would say I would be in the haunted house and I just wouldn't sleep. But I'll just spend the one night there by myself and bring some caffeine with me to get through it because there's no way I'd be able to sleep in a haunted house. All right. So Kristen said, yeah, she'd rather not. I know. But probably the haunted house because at least that's inside. Yeah, like that is definitely an appeal to it. Is like that you're in a house of some sort. So like you pointed out, Holly, like at least there's a bed. But yeah, then for sure it's haunted when you're going in there. So it's a little tricky. And Heather said cemetery because I won't feel trapped from all the creepy stuff. See, I like that approach too because, psychologically, if you're outdoors and you're not feeling that confine of like just feeling stuck, which could be so paralyzing. So I definitely understand that 100%.
Yeah, that's hard. I feel like the cemetery is like, well, now I'm sleeping around a whole bunch of dead people, which they're already dead. But if you like believe in the haunted house, they're all alive,
Right.
So yeah, that one's pretty tricky.
Yeah. So but it's kind of whatever you're most comfortable with. Okay, so this one's kind of a funny one too. Would you rather be chased by a horde of zombies or an immortal serial killer?
Zombies scare me so much.
Really?
I can't play video games where there are zombies because they just scare me too much. I would rather be chased by the serial killer because, like, I could just keep outrunning them, all of that. But the zombies I can't do it. Bring on the knives.
Hey, Kim! Thanks for joining us. Give a shout out. So, yeah, we're playing Would You Rather right now, Halloween edition. So the question right now is, would you rather be chased by a horde of zombies or an immortal serial killer? So, Holly, you are going with the serial killer, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So I totally was like, I mean, I was kind of like, okay, well, if it's zombies, I guess I could, like take them out in some way. I hyping myself up that, okay, maybe if I could, like at least I could get through them. But then I don't know, just some part of me was like, okay, well, if I have this serial killer that's gonna be going after me all the time, why not make it a little fun? So then I was thinking like, what if I like do, like a Home Alone kind of thing, and I just like set up all these traps to see like which ones are successful, which ones aren't. So I think ultimately I'll go with the serial killer, and I'll try to like have fun coming up with, all these contraptions and.
That's a good way of putting it too. Yeah, try to out.
Kristen's going with zombies. Yes. So zombies aren't smart. And again, it depends kind of what zombie you're dealing with. Like are they the typical, Night of the Living Dead, like slower ones? Or are they like, what's been more, I don't know, like prevalent where it's like fast zombies all of a sudden that have like super speed? I mean, because like oof.
Like kind of like they weren't originally supposed to be like this, but kind of like the zombies in the Maze Runner, specifically the Scorch Trials. Like in the books they were supposed to be a little slower and stupid, but in the movies they made them like fast and but yeah, then that would be a little bit tougher to deal with.
It would. Like, and the girl here is not a runner, so I think that's another reason why I went with serial killer.
The slow ones would scare me too. Like zombies just.
I know. Okay, so Kim's going with zombies. Okay, because they'd be slower. So see, Kim probably is you're probably an amazing runner. Like you're totally fine. You have rule number 1 down, cardio. Like I totally get it. I'm still working on that. So. And Heather's going to go with the serial killer. Okay. So, So you would say that the serial killer is probably smarter than zombies. So you'll go with zombies. Yes. That is universal that zombies are dumb. So you kind of stay there. Yeah, I know. And Kristen says, I feel like against zombies, it's like an intense game of hide and seek with a splash of sprinting for your life. I know. I mean, maybe I should consider it because it would keep you fit, right? Constantly having to run versus, whole horde or just the one. But
I think it's like how avid is the serial killer to like try.
Yeah, I know. Well, then I thought, like maybe I could befriend him after all this time. Like it'll just be, enemies to friends or something. And Kim, I know you know cardio. You do. Okay. So the next question is, would you rather host a Halloween party or attend a Halloween party?
Oh, that one's so easy for me.
Is it? Okay, what is it?
Attend a Halloween party. I'm so bad at hosting parties. I'm like, I don't know, that's too much like planning, and what if it's not fun and like decorating? I'm like, oh my god, no.
You're like, that's too much work. I can't do it.
I go and be like, tell everyone else, oh my god, this looks amazing. I'll bring the candy or something.
Yeah. I think for me, I mean, I'd be happy either way because, I just love Halloween so much. It's interesting, like this year, because things are so different, like we can't go out trick-or-treating, or like normally what we do is we will have a trunk or treat set up. So like last year I did an Alice in Wonderland one. I love that. So this year, I think for my kids, we're going to be doing like kind of a Halloween party. I mean, it's just going to be us, but I do like that aspect of hosting where you get to like plan things and you get to be really creative. And so like, I've already like come up with some games and stuff. So I'm going to say host just because I like that creative part, but the cleanup's not fun. Cleanup is not fun at all.
Hosted Halloween party and help you clean up.
Perfect. I know. If only we lived closer, huh?
I know.
So let us know in the comments if you would rather host or if you would just like to attend. A lot of people that I asked in my family, they definitely just said attend because they can go in and out. It'd be fine, like totally fine. Just go have your fun, and then you get to go home and relax. But yeah. So Kim said she liked to host, but I'd rather go so I cannot stress it. Just have fun. I completely understand that because, again, like there are so many components, and I will be honest and say, like, when I do host it, when I am having the party, I'm always like, oh, you know, are things okay? And I got to check in with people and make sure, you know, the food's not burning and all that. So, like, I definitely see the appeal of just going and having fun and getting to enjoy it, you know, without the stress. So
I just remember, like, we didn't have too many, like, birthday parties. The last birthday party I remember having was when I was 11, and like it was like our church friends and then our school friends, and they all came, so it was like awkward. It was like the Twilight Zone, like both worlds colliding. We had like a make your own pizza and a make your own sundae bar, and I forget what games we had, but I just felt I was like stressing the whole time. Like, do you think this is boring? Is this fun? Like, like really hard. And I was 11, so when we were 12, we went out to the Rainforest Cafe, which is a restaurant. So like. It was
I've heard of that, and it's like that's like an experience going there, right?
Yeah, it's like there's like mechanical animals that are like moving around you, so it's like you feel like you're in the rainforest. So
yeah, that's so cool. I think there's one in San Francisco. I haven't gone to it. Okay, so and Kristen says if it's my kind of party, I'm totally up for hosting. Yeah, low-key party where you could come in costumes, sit by a bonfire. See, that sounds awesome. Something like that, or a movie night. Yes. I want to come party with you, Kristen. That sounds amazing.
That's super fun.
Yeah, I know. Parties are so fun, right? Again, when you're attending. And hi, JC. Thank you so much for joining us. We're just hanging out, talking about all the Halloween things. So thank you so much for popping in. All right, so that was the last one of our Would You Rather game. So I just have a couple more questions that are just, you know, just going to be throwing it out there. So you can definitely leave your answers in the comments. But Holly, I wanted to ask you, what's your favorite Halloween memory?
Ooh. So this one's a funny one because I don't remember how old we were, but we were going to the haunted house that was at my park district, and like I don't remember if we like our parents were like, no, like this is gonna be too scary for you, and it's like, no, we want to go, and then. It may have been when we like first walked in, but I just remember seeing this pot on a table and this woman's head sticking out of it, and I screamed, I was freaking out, and there was probably like a tablecloth and she was like under the table, but for me, I just thought like her head was in the like cauldron, so I was like freaking out and crying and wanted to leave. And maybe that was right at the beginning, so then we didn't like go through the haunted house, and it was like they were like, yeah, we were probably like 6. I can't remember how old we were, Heather, or if you even remember that, Heather. But that was the one that like sticks out the most because it was just so funny. It was like, yeah, we can do this. We won't be scared. And then it'd like freak out.
That's funny. Yeah, like that's
a favorite memory, but I guess it was funny to me. So
yeah, it sticks out. No, totally. Like that's a very impressionable thing to happen to a kid. I totally get it. I think my favorite Halloween memory was in 7th grade. I decided that I wanted to dress up as Winifred Sanderson, you know, from Hocus Pocus. And if you don't know, obviously this is a wig because my hair is blonde. And when I was young, it was super like white. Like I had white hair. Wow. And so I had this whole dilemma with my mom because I'm like, no, I want to have red hair. Please let me dye my hair. And she's like, no, like, no, you have blonde hair. It's staying that way. So we had this compromise to do like the spray color, but the only color we could get was pink. We couldn't find red anywhere. So I totally dressed up as Winifred Sanderson with pink hair. Like, we're talking like pink Poppy from Trolls hair. So, up on my head. So people, were so confused. Like, you're like a witch, like a good witch? And so I had to like constantly explain, like, no, I'm from Hocus Pocus.
Oh, no.
Not like that pink dye, even though it's temporary, stayed in my blonde hair for like a month straight. It was so hard to get rid of and wash out.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Right, so. My Halloween hat is here.
Yay, you're a little familiar. So Ken's favorite was here in Michigan. We dressed up as the family from The Shining. What? My twins looked epic. Oh my gosh, I bet they did.
Oh my God.
Johnny too. It was the best. I'll send you pics. Please do. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good.
Oh my God.
Having twins, like, that is something you could totally pull off. So that is awesome, Kim. I love it.
Oh, that's so fun.
And Kristen says, when I was young, I lived in a small town. There was this older woman who made the most tasty popcorn balls for Halloween every year. I loved getting those while trick-or-treating. Ooh, that sounds really good.
Oh, that's
I had a popcorn ball, and I don't even know how long.
Yeah, same here. I had a caramel apple. I have caramel apples like once a year. That's like my...
I know. Yeah, we have up in California where I'm at, there's like a place that's not very far away, and it's like known for like apple season. It's actually like that time is called Apple Hill season. And we were totally going to go there, but because of COVID, we're like, oh, we can't, go there. But that's usually where we go and have apple everything, and definitely have the caramel apples. And I think they do have popcorn balls there. So I'll have to get that next year.
Yes.
Yeah. So speaking of kind of just it being 2020, I did want to ask, how are you celebrating Halloween this year?
Yes, that's why I still bought this Halloween costume, which was a Facebook ad, because they work on me. So
They work on me too.
Instagram ads or Facebook ads, yeah, they work on me. But so I saw the shirt, and then when I went to buy the shirt, then I saw the bear ear. So I was like, yes, I can still like celebrate. I don't think I'm going to give out any candy, even though I know some people are doing it. Yeah. In the Chicagoland area, but like, and I don't have like a chute to like, here, take the candy.
I know, I've seen those.
Yeah, but I won't even be in Chicago on Halloween because I will be visiting Heather. And I've been here over a year. So I will be spending my Halloween with my twin that I haven't seen in over a year. So I'm really excited.
I hope you guys do like some really fun things together, and definitely have to share like what you guys are doing. That's so fun.
We're starting Nano together, so.
Oh, there you go. Oh my gosh, so perfect. So yeah. Don't have too much fun. Yeah, Nano starts the day after. Yeah, like I had mentioned previously, we normally do trunk or treat at my kids' school. They will do that like usually the weekend before Halloween. So unfortunately, we can't do that this year. So I kind of was like, well, we have to do something. So we're going to just have a little family kind of Halloween party and play some games. And, we'll have to, do something so they feel like they're getting some candy. So I was like thinking about, like doing like carnival games so that they could like, get some candy that way.
I love that. I think that's fun.
It's hard. It's hard when you have 3 kids and like explaining everything about, like, oh no, it's still going on. We can't do, all the things that we normally do. But
right, but it still sounds like you're still making it memorable for them. So
trying to, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, and it says, Kristen, okay, so you don't know how you're celebrating it. That's totally fine. But yeah, see, normally I'd be passing out candy to trick-or-treaters, but not gonna happen. And then going to Nanoween. Oh, I haven't even
your
heard of
Nanoween.
that.
I'm like totally messing up my nose is so itchy.
Oh, that is so cool. I didn't even know that there was like a Nanoween thing. Where have I been?
I think they made up that name for it. I'm not sure. But
yeah, she's saying though that that it's like a regional thing. So the kickoff is 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., which whoo, you go, Kristen. You write all those words. Okay. I'm gonna be cheering you on in my dreams because I cannot stay up like that. Not like
I would love that. I know I can't either.
See, and Kim says that we should do a writing retreat when COVID chills out. I 100% agree.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I feel like people are going to be doing a lot of like virtual retreats and stuff, and but hopefully we can get back to in-person ones soon because I miss everyone.
Yeah, I know. It's just been a really interesting year on, all fronts. And I remember back like in May, like all of us Halloween fans were like just pleading with people like, wear a mask so we could save Halloween. And unfortunately, here we are.
Right.
Oh. Yeah. But, it is what it is. But yeah, so, see, and Heather is asking if they're going to do that virtual Nanoween. Yeah, I'm like really interested in this because I apparently have been in the dark about this. So that sounds awesome that you guys are getting like a head start, because here in America, I always say too, like, why in November when there's Thanksgiving and other like things?
There's only 30 days in November,
I know.
They should really change it.
Yeah. Okay, so they dress up and hang out, and then okay, so then right at 12, that's when you go right. Oh, that's so cool. That's so fun. Yes. We're gonna have to try to do something. We'll have to do that one year, Holly.
Yeah. And if you want to, I would totally be up for that with trying to stay up. If you guys would like to practice, I saw, I believe it's tonight, Brooke Passmore. I think she only does this with the Courtney Project, but she does, they do like the witching hour live write-in. So I think there's one tonight at 11:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you guys are totally interested in trying, but it's called the witching hour. The witching hour.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. If you can, Holly, try to link that in the comments because that's cool. I didn't know that she was doing that. But yeah, I mean, by and large, this year is definitely looking different, but all we can do is make the best of it because, it's not going to last forever and we're still allowed to have fun in whatever way we can, that's, compliant and everything. But yeah, so awesome. Yeah. So, again, like I will definitely be checking out the witching hour because that sounds cool, but I'm really interested in this whole like kickoff for Nano, because I'm doing Nano this year. If anybody else that's watching, let us know if you have decided if you are doing NaNoWriMo. And for those who don't know, that is the month of November where you dedicate a goal. Most people try to do 50,000 new words, which is like roughly, I'll say, the means of producing a first draft. So that happens every November, and sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not, but every single word counts, right? So
I'm trying to find it, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm like, maybe she didn't have it. I could have sworn. Let's see.
Yeah, that's totally fine, But yeah, so I do wish you guys all like the best Halloween ever, and definitely send me or tag me in any of your Halloween pictures, because again, I love Halloween so much, and it's just my favorite time of the year. And yeah, I was so excited when Holly like agreed to this, and
You've been making some good posts on Instagram for like Halloween and fall, so it's been fun to watch them. So
yeah. I mean, I definitely love doing it. So yeah. Wow, Kristen is saying so she's definitely doing nano. Yay! This will be your 12th time. You go, girl. Wow. See,
yeah.
and you've been doing it 16 years. You got to figure it out. You do. That's impressive, Kristen. Like, major props to you. I'm sending you. Okay. Virtual Twix to you. Like, that's amazing.
Yes.
So, okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. But thank you guys so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And again, we love doing this SIPS and SHIPS monthly kind of live stream where we just talk about, a topic and everything, very laid back. And so we really appreciate that you guys have joined us and have had some good conversation. Hopefully you learned a little bit more. Like I said, that was really fun doing the trivia. And for anybody who is watching the replay, thank you again so much for watching the replay. Really appreciate it. And you guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for coming, and have a wonderful Halloween. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, guys.